50 Cent's claims for the beef.
I made you. Yes, I made you. Mr. Potato Head, I made you.
He says a lot of people's names for shock value.
The Game's claims for the beef.
He had one goal and one goal only, and that's to use me to sell records. That's his whole thing, you know what I'm saying? He's been doing this since the beginning. He came out with the How to Rob shit. If you can't see it, you're stupid. He came out with the How to Rob shit, winning everybody. Came out winning Ja, came out winning Jada, winning Fat Joe, winning Nas. You want me to be down with a nigga that's trying to, you know what I'm saying, that's trying to, like, rear end hip-hop? I can't do it, man.
Cause we ain't playing up here in New York.
Being competitive only destroys unity. It's no positive in competition other than self-gain, and it's no unity in self.
Look, how you gonna mess it up and then say I did?
I know you played a party, bro. That's what he's saying.
That's what he did.
He's full of shit.
He go, look, the program that all of the artists that made records during that time span, you mean to tell me they didn't play because my records were good?
So, you know, when people say, oh, Ja this and Ja that, they forget his legacy.
His legacy
was
was
insane. You know, this man was selling 5-6 million albums when Jay and DMX were at their peak. He was outselling all of that, outselling arenas with 150,000 people in them.
When the whole situation with John 50's going back.
No, a lot of them.
They didn't play because the program director didn't play.
No, there was actually a lot of people who had hits during that time.
Manipulative people never question themselves. They don't ask themselves if the problem is them. They always say the problem is someone else. This is for those that's lost like the Bermuda Triangle. I'm here to wake y'all up.
Pot of gold right here, man. This is it, man. This is glory. No doubt. We gonna move on, man. Son, long as the love and the trust is there, son.
Y'all niggas is emotional. Don't make me put a hole in your heart. Y'all niggas is emotional. Don't make me tear your ass apart. Y'all niggas get emotional. And that's when all the bullshit stop. Y'all niggas is emotional.
Fuck around out the box on me.
Feel like I have no feeling.
By 2000, hip-hop in the West had fallen on hard times. As record companies looked elsewhere for artists, it would take the top East Coast rapper to anoint an underground mixtape king to resurrect the West Coast.
So when the idea came for the Game to join G-Unit, 50 Cent was open for it, but he was also a little hesitant because Jimmy Henchman was the Game's manager, and Jimmy Henchman had a lot of ties with Kenneth Supreme, the Supreme team, back in the 1980s. For those that don't know who Kenneth Supreme is, he was the leader of the Supreme team back in the 1980s. This was an organized crime group. They would sell drugs. They would do all kinds of shit in Queens. And of course, Queens is where 50 Cent was born and raised. So at one point, 50 Cent looked up to Kenneth Supreme, but then he switched and did not look up to him anymore. He went against him because Kenneth Supreme supported Ja Rule at that time, and then 50 went against that because he wasn't a fan of Ja Rule at all. So we're not going to get into that because that's the 50 Cent versus Ja Rule video. This is obviously 50 Cent versus Game, but we'll get into...
I was like a West Coast nigga with like an East Coast flow.
I read where you said Game was about to be dropped from Aftermath Interscope before you got involved. That's true?
Yes, it was absolutely the truth.
How did that transpire?
You know, creatively, the tires got stuck in the mud.
So a lot of my shit went over like Dre's head, everybody's head. And a lot of people didn't even think I was from Compton. They thought I was from like Brooklyn or Queens, and I moved to the West Coast. And so, yeah, man, like a lot of that shit, like I had dope ass fucking songs that nobody like really could understand. You know what I'm saying?
He's a great rapper. He's not a good songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
There's a difference.
It's a major difference.
Nobody like really could understand. You know what I'm saying? Except niggas from like the East Coast.
My life almost got cut short on the map till Jigga told Dre hated to love it was a smash.
And so when Jay, I guess they were on a yacht or some shit, like, you know, Jay and Dre, and Dre was like playing, you know, up and coming Aftermath shit. And yeah, you know, when that came on, Jay-Z was like, you know, like that shit is a smash.
And did you get a call from Dre after, like, yo, Jay?
No, he just came back and like locked in. And I never knew like what happened until like, you know, one of the mutual, you know, homies and A&Rs was just like, yo, he played it for Jay-Z. Jay-Z was like, yo, this needs to come out. Hated to Love It was a record that Dre oversaw. 50, the hook, man, the first half of the hook, like Hated to Love It, the Underdogs on top. Like that was what 50 felt about me at the time. He wrote that by himself. I came in, wrote the second half. furthermore stamping the fact that 50 didn't write shit for me. He wrote for himself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And on a Game album. Like he wrote, it would be like you on my album, nigga, you wrote your own verse. That don't mean you wrote for Game. You know what I'm saying?
So we actually got together. I did Hated to Love It.
When we did that, 50 had already, he did the record, but he was already moving away from me, from the Game and 50 situation. Because, and I blame Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre spent too much time on the completion of the documentary, and he didn't spend the fourth quarter of 50's Massacre album working with 50. And the Massacre still did numbers, you know what I'm saying? But 50 felt like Dre should have did that and then finished Game, since 50 had lended his time to me, you know what I'm saying? Which I felt like, you know, in a perfect man's world, that Dre should have focused on 50 and then came and saw the documentary second. But the documentary was coming out so amazing that no one wanted to take time off of it, and everybody felt like 50 knew what he was doing. And so, yeah, we started to distance ourselves when we were recording Hater to Love It. That was one of the nights where we ain't really talk. We did what we did, and we made an incredible record. And I went back to the W in Times Square, and he stayed at his house. And after that,
in 2005, he dropped the documentary, which went double platinum.
50 Cent's claims for the beef.
He came back recently from overseas and was disrespectful, man. Like the way he's like, it's like he's feeling himself, like because of how well his record is selling. You know. So
if Game is helping the G Unit by making hit songs, why was Game selling records taken as him feeling himself from any other reason than jealousy and envy because Game became successful?
you know what I'm saying? It's not about that. It's about us all making money and keeping it under one roof and everybody being successful.
He signed with Dr. Dre in Aftermath and joined G Unit, with the label hoping that the Game and 50 Cent could capitalize off of each other's buzz and create more momentum.
Like for me, it was like a real publicity stuff, because I knew dude wasn't, he wasn't real, man. You know what I'm saying? He had one goal and one goal only, and that's to use me to sell records. That's his whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
I felt like what he was saying was disrespectful on the radio, because everybody that I would have differences with at this point is cool with him.
While Game was overseas, he was hearing things that 50 was saying, and then the Vibe magazine came out.
I ain't been able to conjure up all the things that's been said and what's going on these radio stations, but I guarantee you when I find out, man, I'm gonna make my decision on, what's my next move.
G-Unit is here, 50's here, and Game can be anywhere in between that and probably even bigger than that. And you can't suppress that. You can't suppress that with just G-Unit. He got a whole coast that he represents, so it ain't the same thing. These ain't no guys out of your neighborhood in Queens. This is a guy who has a whole coast that didn't have anything for 10 years.
I don't think 50 respected me in that aspect. I think he wanted me to be a G-Unit soldier, which I'm not. Get a call, I look at my next tail, and it's 50. 50 called like, yo, you did a song with Joe Budden? I'm like, I ain't did no fucking song with no fucking Joe Budden. And then the nigga 50 like, yeah, you did, nigga, it's on the Clue mixtape.
It was really Game and Stacks, and Clue just kind of spliced me on there.
I'm like, yo, I got that mixtape. I'm gonna call you when I get in my car after I listen to it.
But I'ma always be LA's king, like Gretzky with a pump the size of Joe Pesci. A year ago I was making moves. The closest I ever been to NY was Crush Groove. Now I walk through Manhattan, pants sagging, engrave my all-stars in the pavement.
Sure enough, one of my freestyles, this nigga Clue done put Joe Buttons on the end of it.
Gangsters do real things because gangsters have to. I should have a real gangster whack ya. Bang and clap your pump, aim it at ya. He should be in the G-Unit bid with all the gangster actors.
It's cause I see they fake. I preach a sermon about the paper like I'm Creflo Dollar. I pop you punk niggas like I pop my collar.
So I got on there, and I stand by this today. I had no intention of causing any drama on that track. So yeah, we weren't the best of friends, me and G-Unit, at the time. So I guess, yeah, I can see how the line was taken out of context.
50 Cent and Dr. Dre didn't push Game first. It was Jim Jones who was the first to put the Game on TV in 2004 with Certified Gangsters, and the song blew up worldwide.
I remember this was the first video that anybody seen Game.
And so that's what we did. We got in touch with Game, and he got him out here with his homie for Ben and shit like that, and he did some music with me and Joel's and shit like that, and then
Game all the way in NY.
fucking with my niggas, man. It's motherfucking Dipset, Black Wall Street. If you don't like it, suck my dick. I'll kill you.
Got a real live Compton gang member out here, you know what I'm saying, in New York. The boy brought me out here.
Like that, and then I did Certified Gangster, got to him to do the remix. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna come out there and shoot the video. And then I went to LA and did the video. When I went to LA and did the video, I was like, yeah, we out of here.
Harlem just like Compton, that's just how I roll. Red bandana wrapped around a chrome 44.
At the time when niggas was like, oh, you niggas from New York is fake gang banging, you niggas is fake blood, you niggas ain't really blood.
In 2005, he dropped a documentary which went double platinum.
The Game was the first West Coast solo artist that was a blood to go platinum with his debut album, The Documentary.
Tell them how them niggas doing, they go 4-time platinum, they leave the hood, move to Riverside.
He went 4 times platinum, look what he gives me. Fuck gang.
Gang? Over here?
What would happen if you ran into the game? Oh, what? We'll fuck his ass up, probably. Shit, you know how we... Oh, my fucking God. man, that's fucked up.
That's my nigga right here.
Wall Street.